What's going on, guys? We are back for another video. Today I am getting all of my tires mounted up to my wheels so that we can get the M3 back on the ground. So my plan is today we are going to get all of these mounted up to my new rims, and then I have this wheel. This is going to get a new tire as well, and then the other one of this has a small crack, so I'm going to get that fixed, and then another tire mounted up to that. So I will have these, I believe these are 9.5s. 9.5 up front, 18 by 9.5, and then I'm going to be running an 18 by 10.5 in the rear. So without further ado, I'm going to get the truck loaded up, and that way I can get moving. About a half hour to the shop. Hopefully they can do it pretty quick for me today. That way I can come back, get the wheels on the car. Praying I don't have to roll the rear fenders because, well, that would suck. Because tomorrow I'm trying to get the alignment done, so as long as the 10.5s fit in the rear, I will be extremely happy. Up front, I know they'll fit, and then I can come back, play with the ride height, get that dialed in, and then tomorrow, hopefully go get the alignment. It's supposed to be a really nice day finally. Do some driving. I cannot wait to feel the new suspension. So let's go get some tires done. All right, so I was loaded in the back. Oh my God, I can't do this one arm. And here I've got both of those and that other one. Probably can't see. And then, behind shotgun is this beautiful 10.5. One back there. All right, let's roll. Well, guys, I have made it back. It's a lot later in the day, but I got wheel. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm messing with stuff. So, these are my rears. Not too bad on the stretch, I think. I mean, definitely a little bit, but I think that's just enough to get these to fit. So I'm gonna roll these in the garage and keep on going. I actually have to run over to my brother's house to grab my floor jack and some other tools. So I'm gonna unload these and then go pick up that stuff, and then I'll catch up right after that. So as it turns out, the fitment in the front here is like deadly close, which is scary because I don't know how that's gonna work. And back here, I just have these like loosely bolted up. But if you can see that, the tire is basically where the fender is, and I've never rolled these fenders. So I'm currently searching for somebody nearby who would have a fender roller to just kind of flatten this, because there's about this much in there that could get flattened out. I might try to just jack this wheel up and see. It might camber out enough to where it would maybe work, but I think this is gonna have to get rolled no matter what. So that's the dilemma at the moment. Other than that, the wheels all turned out great. The fitment is gonna be fantastic. I just need to get a fender roller. Yeah. I might have a false alarm. I've jacked this wheel up pretty far, and I probably wouldn't even set the ride height any lower than this, and I still have clearance in here. So what I'm gonna do is put the wheels on and then lift it up from the rear and slowly, very slowly, drop it down and see where these springs are currently set, because I haven't messed with the ride height at all on this thing, and I guess we'll just see what happens. So I'm gonna get these bolted up on both sides and try it. Garage is open, wheels are on, back wheels are on. Ended up not rolling the fender. I've got, I don't know, it's really tight, but I think it'll just squeeze. I might have to raise this just slightly because it's pretty sketchy. Front, super sketchy, but we're gonna move it out, see what happens. I'm gonna set this on this wheel. Front's definitely got to come up still because I can't turn, and I got to take out the wheel liners. It sticks out really cool though in front view. I mean, there's just so much camber, and the back is just gonna make it. Get back here, there's like millimeters, so this fender might just roll itself. We'll see. All right.
We're coming.
So I don't know where I actually left off last night, but this is how the car is sitting. Super slammed in the back, pretty slammed up front. I am gonna right now take off the wheels in the back, lift it up, and I have a fender roller that I borrowed from a friend. Shout out to Brennan. And yeah, so I'm gonna roll these rears just a little bit because it is pretty dang tight in there, and that fender is about that thick. So I'm gonna get to rolling this, and then hopefully I can pretty much be done, and then just get the car aligned, and we'll be ready to rip. I've got the fender roller mounted to the hub. I've got it lined up where I want it. The only thing I need now is a heat gun so I can heat the inner part of this fender, and then I basically roll, like push it out more this way, and then it'll slowly start to squish that lip that's on the inside of this. But I gotta go find my heat gun, and then I'll come back and start to roll. Wow, my breath. Yeah, I'll come back, start to roll. I'm only gonna do as much as I need. I don't want to like risk like messing up the fender or anything else, so I'm just gonna do, I don't know, if I can get it squished in like from here to here, then I think I'll be in good shape. To give you an idea, this is what we're looking at. Let me see if I can focus. Yeah, so this is what we're looking at right here. So we're gonna try to decrease this right here, and that way my wheels will fit better. Also, my brother took my heat gun, so I've got this really cute pink hair dryer to heat up this so that my paint underneath doesn't get all messed up, and it'll make it roll easier. It's a little sketchy because there's a wrap on it, so I can't really see what's going on underneath it, but we're just gonna go for it. I just spent some time rolling, and we're now this thick, which is about half of what it was before. And so to avoid risking, you know, bending this out of shape or doing anything weird, I'm gonna stop with that. That should be plenty of room to avoid hitting tire on anything else. Yeah, because I feel like if I keep going anymore, this might get bent in a weird way. I've never done this before, so yeah, just trying to keep everything lined up nice and neat. But I'm gonna go do the other side, get the wheels back on. I'm gonna raise it about half an inch back here, and then I should be able to go for a test drive. Side number 2, I did pretty much the same exact thing. I can't find where my hand is. So it is about half of what it used to be. This is just a safety precaution. My wheels would have fit without doing this, but just as, you know, if I hit a bad bump or something, I didn't want my wheel to just completely jam into this part of the fender. So I decided just to squeeze those in a little bit. So now I'm gonna get the wheels back on the car and hopefully go drive this thing really quick. I'll probably drive it to Brennan's house, return this, and then yeah, I guess I'll just keep you guys updated as the video goes. Well, here we are, guys. This is its final stance. I think it turned out pretty great. The lighting out here is like super harsh, so sorry if it's a little overexposed, but so back here, so you can see the front sticks out pretty much perfectly flush up there.
And then back here, I could essentially run like a 2mm spacer to get this lip to sit perfectly out here. But I don't really mind how it is right now. It's way better than it used to be. And it's like some meaty setup right there. Let's see from the back. Yes, this is actually the first time I've seen the car basically outside in sunlight. I drove it to the wrap shop, from the wrap shop to the auto show, from the auto show back home, and it's sat in the garage ever since then. In the front, you get that super meaty, lots of camber sticking out. I am going to do a quick toe alignment when I get back, but I do have to go return that fender liner. Oh yeah, or fender roller. So I'm pretty stoked on how this turned out. Yes, I know the wheels are different colors, but for right now, I'm cool with it. I mean, I'm stoked, guys. So I just took my first drive. I returned that fender roller to my buddy Brennan, and the car drives so nice. The new suspension, the BC Racing coilovers, they're 8K and 12K spring rates compared to my old 26, 28, which is dumb, but it feels so good. It's so soft, and then the steering angle kit just is like, it's weird, but it's good. Like, you turn it just a little bit, like 15 degrees, and it's like you're turning your steering wheel 90 degrees. It's a really weird sensation, but it's super tight. It feels really good. I only noticed like some weird binding at lower speeds in the driveway, just because like it wants to like be at angle, like with the camera and everything, like it just wants you to be like drifting, which is kind of interesting. But I mean, I got up to like 70 miles an hour and it seemed to be perfectly fine. The alignment actually seems pretty good too. Like, it's not doing anything crazy weird, so I think I'm just gonna leave it as is for now. And then I may add some rack limiters, just so when I do go to full angle, it doesn't just rub immediately, because I feel like if it goes to the point where it's gonna rub, then it's just gonna lock up my steering and I won't have anywhere else to go and I'll spin. So I'm gonna look, because the SLR kit does come with some little rack spacers you can put in there to make sure that your steering wheel doesn't turn all the way until your wheels are hitting, so I might throw those in there. So, with all that being said, I've got the car back up on blocks. I'm gonna go ahead and put this big skid plate back on the car just to protect the underside, because it does pretty much cover under the engine your, why can't I think of what it's called? Covers the bottom part of the engine, your oil pan, and like part of the transmission, all that stuff. So I definitely want to throw that back on. And yeah, I mean, the stance feels great. I mean, it looks great, which makes me feel great. And so I'm just gonna ditch the bumper really quick, lift it up, throw that back on, probably throw those limiters back on. I wanna say I left them in the BC box. But after I do that, I can get the bumper back on, car will be done, good to go, and I can clean up the rest of the garage. So I'm just gonna do all of that, and then we'll wrap up this whole thing at the end. These are the steering rack spacers, and these are nice because I can just slip it right on. And I think I am gonna run these. Ewan Wass, another guy follow on YouTube, has an E46, same kit, and when his wheel would hit his inner frame rail, it would cause it to bind and he would spin out. So I'm just gonna throw some of these on, see how far I can turn the wheel. I'll start with 1 and then go to 2 if I need to, but I want it to be as close to hitting the frame rail without hitting the frame rail. And that's pretty simple. I can just slide these on the steering rack, and hopefully that'll solve that issue. Under the car, this is how these go on. They just clip right onto the steering rack here. And so with 2 of them, I have, you can see that very tiny gap, but it will not rub the frame. I've got about a 2mm gap. Ugh. And we're not gonna hit anything that way. I'm not gonna be rubbing on my lower control arm. Still have Lots of angle to play with, and that's definitely a super quick fix. That'll work great. Now I just gotta throw that on and we're good. Skid plate all attached. The car is all done. I've got the skid plate back on, the rack limiters on there. The stance is looking good. Thank you guys for coming by to check out today's video. I will be making another video probably next weekend is the first drift event. So that's gonna happen. I'm getting cold. I also have to install my HN Sports rear window spoiler. It was on for the auto show, I just taped it on there, but it hasn't been warm enough in Michigan for me to confidently attach it with the Tiger Seal and let it have time to like dry and set up. So maybe I'll do that like on Friday. We'll see. But yeah, so I just gotta put that little rear wing on, and then the car is essentially set for like the season. Shouldn't need anything else. Like I said, looking good. So, as always guys, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. I've got some cool stuff coming your way. Drift season is just about upon us. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.